As to the matter of custody for the infant, Jane Winthrop, I've reached a decision based on what I feel is best for the child. These documents are very revealing, Mr. Winthrop. Frankly, madam, the story of how this child came into the world disturbs me. You drugged the Winthrop surrogate mother, took her place, and stole their fertilized eggs.
But Jane isn't their child, Your Honor. She's mine, biologically.
Silence! Yes, the child is yours biologically, but the way in which you managed to get impregnated by Mr. Winthrop doesn't bear scrutiny. Your behavior unnerves me, Ms. Lopez Fitzgerald. Even in my own courtroom, you've erupted in emotional outbursts and personal attacks against both Mr. and Mrs. Winthrop. I can't, in good conscience, ignore this new information. After a trial period, I'll revisit the situation to make a decision on permanent custody, but for the moment, I believe the safest and most stable environment for the child is with her biological father and stepmother. I award temporary custody of baby Jane Winthrop to Mr. and Mrs. Winthrop, effective immediately.
We did it, honey, we did it. Oh. No, I won't let them take my baby.
Teresa!
Get off me!
Teresa, get off! Get off her!
You won't get away with this! Get off me!
There, did you see that? She's
crazy?
insane. She's the one who should be locked up.
Teresa, calm down. Get my baby. I will never let you three witches touch her.
I said order!
Guards, in here now!
Let me go! You won't have my child!
Come on.
No!
Guards, take Ms. Lopez Fitzgerald into custody.
No!
I find her in contempt of court.
No! Please!
And I'm also charging you with assault.
No! No, I just want my baby! You can't take her from me!
You have no one to blame for your position except yourself. Take her away.
No! No! Get off me! Please, Your Honor, don't do this. I just want my baby.
Histrionics don't help you, madam.
But I can't go to jail. My daughter needs me.
Gwen, you've won. I mean, not only do you get to keep the baby, but now you can have the little tramp thrown in jail. Honey, you have won the war.
Do you understand this is what I'm fighting against? This back and forth, this isn't a new war, Rebecca. This is the same war. It's endless, and it has to stop.
Wait. Just stop, okay? Please don't take Teresa to jail. Please just let her go now. Your Honor, please stop the guards. Don't let them take Teresa to jail.
Honey, how many prescriptions are you taking? I mean, are you crazy? Look, this is our chance to get rid of her.
Your Honor, please. I do not want to press charges against Teresa for assault.
But she attacked you in my courtroom. We're all witnesses. I will not tolerate such behavior here.
Your Honor, I'm not excusing her behavior, but I understand it. I know where her pain is coming from. Nothing hurts more than losing a child. I mean, I know. God, how I know. The pain is so deep that sometimes it can make you lash out in ways that you never would. And I don't blame Teresa for being distraught about Your Honor's decision to give me custody of Jane. I think Teresa has suffered enough. So please, for all of us, I mean, for me, Your Honor, please, please, let's just let this go. We have to move on with our lives. I'm not going to be the one to press charges against Teresa.
This is a magnanimous gesture on your part, Mrs. Winthrop. Especially considering Ms. Lopez Fitzgerald tried to get me to throw the book at you.
Perhaps, Your Honor. But everything worked out. I mean, you dismissed Teresa's case against me, and now my husband and I have temporary custody of that beautiful baby. So please, can we just leave it at that?
Let her go. You're lucky Mrs. Winthrop has such a big heart, young lady. After all your accusations, she's the one with the most rational and fair voice today. I hope you've learned your lesson. This violent outburst confirms I made the correct decision in awarding custody to Mr. and Mrs. Winthrop. They'll be able to provide a far more stable home for the child. As for the contempt ruling, I will try to follow Mrs. Winthrop's merciful example and withdraw that as well. For now. But I warn you, while my custody ruling is temporary at this time, it will take a great deal of effort on your part to convince me not to make it permanent.
Your Honor.
Is that clear?
Yes.
It had better be. Court dismissed.
Even on today, of all days, I'm reminded how much I love you. You had every reason to press charges against her, and you let her off the hook.
Listen, what you said to me about stopping this war between us finally got through. You know, if I press charges, then the war's gonna start all over again, and it's just never gonna stop.
Well, you are quite a woman, you know that?
Honey, I don't need revenge. I have everything I need. I have you, and now we have our beautiful, beautiful baby daughter, Jane.
Jane is my daughter, Gwen. Mine. She's not yours. And she never will be.
Laura, will you keep her calm, please?
Ethan, I don't have a scalpel in my pocket. It's gonna be okay.
Pity. You could use it to cut your throat.
Rebecca, don't.
Why'd you do this? Why? Punish me like this, huh? I had every right to press charges against Gwen. She almost killed me, Ethan. She kidnapped our child. Fine, look. I don't care that she got away with attempted murder and kidnapping. I don't care that she's not going to jail. But what I do care about is my daughter. And I want her, Ethan. You cannot take her away from me.
Teresa, I didn't do this to punish you. I'm doing this for the best interests of my daughter.
How could you, Ethan? You should be ashamed of yourself.
So, you're trying to tell me that Jane being with her mother isn't in her best interest? I am her mother, Ethan. No one is better for Jane than me. You will never get my daughter. Do you hear me, Gwen? Ever. You will never take my daughter away from me, ever.
Teresa, you are still gonna be a part of her life. You can have all the visitation you want.
Visitation? How good of you, Gwen. I don't want visitation. I want my daughter.
Teresa, don't attack her. She's not out to get you. She just kept you out of jail.
You know what? I don't need favors from Gwen.
Teresa, listen to yourself. I mean, listen, you are your own worst enemy. You don't know when to stop. You push, and you push with these crazy schemes, and you act all totally bewildered when they blow up in your face. Do not stand there and blame me that you lost Jane. Don't blame Ivy. Don't blame my mother. Don't blame Ethan. You have no one to blame but yourself. And Ethan just wants someone rational to raise his daughter.
Someone rational. Like you, Gwen, who's tried to kill me multiple times. Is that what you're telling me?
Ah, charges dropped. Case dismissed.
Control yourself, or the judge won't even consider giving you your child back.
It's true. She's just far too volatile to raise a child. In fact, if you two aren't going to go after little Ethan, I think I'm going to talk to Julian about getting custody. I mean, there is no telling what kind of hell that poor child is going through in that shack.
Mama, you get her to shut up now.
Cállate la boca, or you'll have me to deal with.
Oh, you-hoo, Mr. Bailiff? Did you hear that? She threatened me.
Take it outside, ma'am. Court's been dismissed.
You know, maybe I'll tell the judge that the chili pepper doesn't fall too far from the bush. You're just as loco as your daughter.
You know, it's sad to see a human soul so stained with evil. I'm gonna pray for you tonight.
Oh, is it voodoo? Oh, Pilar. Now, please, don't sacrifice any chickens on my account. I mean, Gwen is free. No thanks to your daughter. And she is free to raise Jane as her very own daughter.
No.
See. But don't worry. We'll show her your mugshot from time to time. Just so she knows how lucky she is to not have to grow up with the tacky queen of mean as Mamacita.
Damn you, Rebecca. Enough. Yeah. Hey, stop it. Okay. She's not worth it, okay? She could have you arrested. Don't give her the satisfaction.
Oh, well, don't worry. I am perfectly satisfied with the day's events.
They can't have my baby. They can't.
Shh, yeah, okay? Let's just go home and we'll think about what to do.
Teresa, we'll give you some time to get Jane's things together and we'll be over later to get her.
Who are you, Ethan? You know how I felt when little Ethan was taken from me, and now you've helped them take my daughter away from me too, our child?
Teresa.
You know how much I love her. You know how I felt when your wife kidnapped her. You saw Ethan. You were there. How could you do this to me again? How?
You put this whole thing in motion. The minute you had her rearrested. You
know what?
understand that?
That's not an excuse. There is no excuse for this.
We'll tell it to the judge. Oh, oops. You already tried that.
You know what? All of you, you hear me good. This is far from over. The only way you will ever get custody of my daughter, my flesh and blood, is over my dead body.
Promises, promises.
Honey, just remember what's best for Jane, okay? We are best for Jane.